Hey guys, Kay Renee here from Maker Beautiful. So we are going to go ahead and dive into day 2. I'm super excited. We're going to be talking about Canva today and how to actually create some printables. If you missed yesterday, day 1, make sure you go back and check it out. It talks specifically about what printables are, what type of printable shops there are, and where you can figure out what is trending that's actually selling, so you can look at those trends and figure out what it is you want to actually create. All right, so diving into Canva, I am in Canva Pro. This is the paid version. It's like $12, $13 a month. The benefit of it is that it allows you to have additional clip art to use and photos and other things, which is super helpful when you're making printables. However, you can also use the free version. There's no reason why you can't. You're just a little bit more limited on the clip art and types of things that you have to use. All right, so if we scroll down a little bit, this is our home page when you're logged in. I have my home, I've got projects, templates that I've saved, my branding, and additional applications you can add. Below me here is just some of the folders I have things saved in. These are different templates that you can use that it's recommending to try out. And then a little bit farther down, these are all recent designs. Okay. So this one right here, these are actually AI created images. I was playing around with Midjourney and turning those into stickers. So that's what this is. And we'll talk about AI stuff more later on, but that one's kind of fun. All right, so we're going to go ahead and create a design. So we're going to click on the top right where it says Create Design. Now this is where you're going to decide what type of product it is you're wanting to make. If you're wanting to make an 8.5 by 11, which prints on a standard piece of paper, or if you're wanting to make a poster that's like a bigger size, or if you're wanting to make a square size, or if you're wanting to make an invitation. So like if we type invitation, it would pull up the different invitation sizes, and you just pick the one that you're wanting. And don't ever stress on this. You can also do like social media posts and things like that. So for standard, like 8.5 by 11, I would type planner and pick the 8.5 by 11 planner. These are all the same. It doesn't matter which one. Okay. I already clicked on it because the internet's a little slow, and so it brings me over here to the home page, so we can go ahead and start creating it. And this is just that 8.5 by 11 planner page to start. Don't worry if you pick the wrong size. You can always click the resize option right here, and you have the choice to resize it to whatever you want. And you can either just resize the original, or you can make a copy and resize so that you're resizing a whole new one. All right, so on the top bar here, we have File, which allows us to create a new design, import files, view settings, make sure things are saving. Things usually auto-save on here, but if you get disconnected from the internet, then unfortunately, it will tell you it can't save. So we'll have to make sure you stay connected to the internet. You can put it into folders, make copies, things of that sort. The next is the resize we just talked about. These little arrows is the left. So say that I put this circle on here and I decide I don't want this circle, I can hit the back and it'll take it back off. And then if I decide, oh, I really did want that circle, I can hit the forward and put it back. Okay, that's just a fun little back and forth. This little cloud is showing you that it's auto saving. This space right here allows me to type in whatever I would like my printable to be called. Printable creation. And then it shows that it's me and it's in a notebook type of form. And so if this option here where it says share, this allows me to put it into different places or download it or actually have Canva print it for me. Canva's printing services are pretty expensive, so I would recommend that if you're wanting to actually print something that you use, you download it as a printable PDF. Sorry, the internet's being slow. It wants me to have something on the design. So if you're going to print it, then you would want to download it as a PDF print for the best imaging. And then what you would want to do is take that download, You want to flatten the PDF so that the images lay nicely in there and nobody can take your images out that you're using. And then you would hit download and it would save that for you. And then you could upload that to Staples or Office Max or Office Depot. They do really cheap printing and it looks beautiful. So if you're wanting to actually print it, that's what I would recommend. I wouldn't recommend using Canva's printing services. Okay, so that's our top bar here. Over here on the left, we have designs. These are templates that are pre-made by Canva. You are welcome to use them. Just make sure that you are changing them out and changing what it is. So like say if we decided to use this weekly planner here, we could change the color pink. I'm going to turn my face off here because it's annoying. We could change the color pink to blue. And if we move this box here, you'll see that we can hit change all, and it'll change all of the pink to blue. And then we could do this color to gray. Just giving you an idea here. So we could change the coloring. And then these, we could change the coloring to black and change all. All right. And then we could say workout planner, and then change this to, let's say, workout graphic. So we'll just search workout in the top here, and you see, so anything that has this little crown is part of the Pro version, so I would be able to use those because it's part of the Pro. If it wasn't in there, if I didn't have the Pro version, then I could still use them. I just would have to pay for that one graphic, and it would give me that option to do that. Okay, and I don't like that, so take that out. So we can actually click right here and see more like this, which is a fun feature. So if we're using a specific graphic and we want to see more from that design person, we can go ahead and do that. So like this one is good. Shrink it down, move it over here. All right, so you can see we took that one template, completely changed it. We now have this fun little weekly workout planner that is ready to go, ready to use, and we could download it and sell it. Okay, so back to where we were, design. So like I said, these are just templates. You can actually search for any type of template you want. So you could say wellness planner, and it'll pull things for wellness, and you could change that up, or you could tell it you're looking for a template for a reading log. Okay, so just make sure if you're using these templates to create a printable to sell that you are changing them. If you're just wanting it for personal use, you could use it just how it is, or just slightly change something for your desires. Okay, so next we are going to go down to elements. Elements are where we were just getting those graphics from, but they also have photos and shapes and things of that nature. So let's just try Halloween. Let's see what there is today. Halloween's coming up. So you'll see there's some fun Halloween graphics here. So we can add a page and we'll change the background to white by clicking on the color right here. And go to elements, go back to Halloween. And we can add this cute little pumpkin. I love it. Actually, let's leave it big. And then what we're going to do, and I'm also going to add these pumpkins down here. So I'm going to show you a fun little trick here. So if I click on the graphic, I can go to this right here, transparency, and I can make it like completely see-through as much as I would like. And the same with the pumpkins, change the transparency. And I could always turn it back up if I wanted to. All right, so now I have this fun like Halloween-y background here. And then I think I'll use these spider webs up top. All right, so I have a fun little background set here, and then what I can do is Command C, Command V to add more pumpkins on the other side. And I'm going to position them behind the ghost. Not that it super matters, but just to give it a little bit more of a 3D effect. And then I'm going to go ahead and add some lines. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and add a line. So we will add a line here. And then this line has no border, so that's perfect. And then I'm going to do Command C, I'm going to click on the line. I'm going to do Command C, Command V to duplicate it. I'm going to put it right underneath it. I'm going to do it again. It has those little like instant guides, which are pretty helpful. All right, so now I'm going to click on one. I'm going to hold down Shift. I'm going to select all three. I'm going to do Command C and Command V again. And then it's going to make me 3 at a time so that I can speed up this process. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to do it again. And again. You see how it's like trying to like auto adjust the sizing for me, which is cool. So I'm going to put this webbing to the front because I want it on top of my line. And then I'm going to take my line and I'm going to make it a gray. So I'm going to click on it. I'm going to change it to gray. I'm going to tell it change all. So it made all of those a gray. Still a little too dark. So maybe I'll try this gray. There we go. All right, so there we have it. We have this fun Halloween little journal page that we just created, and we can print it or sell it or whatever we would like to do. I feel like the corner up here still needs a little something, so I might do... Okay, so I think I might add one more little line. Oops. So using that back feature. So get my little line. I think I might put my little line up here for like a date. I'll move it over a little bit. So sometimes it's tricky to get right on the right part of the line. So if that happens, just click off of it and then click back on. Sometimes it's not playing nicely. Okay. All right. So you could have the date and then you could put in your notes for whatever, or you could write what the note is. All right, so that kind of gives you an idea of how the elements work. So again, just going back through the elements, so you can type in anything you want. So say we wanted to search for candles, search for whatever you want, and you can find it as a graphic, a photo, a video. Remember, if it does have the plus sign, that is the Pro version. Canva Pro is pretty wallet friendly. It's like $12. However, if you want to find a free one, you just look for one that doesn't have the Pro. So like these candles right here are free. This candle right here is free. This one is Pro because it has a little crown. This one is Pro because it has a little crown. So there are lots of free options. You just have to look through. This one's free. This one's free, 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 free. So free. So if you guys are don't feel discouraged if you're not wanting the Pro version. That's perfectly fine. Just know that you'll have to search a little bit more to find the free things. And it will let you put the paid ones in if you have the free version. It just doesn't let you download it or share it. So it without paying to use that image. So if you're going to buy one of the images, then it's worth just paying for the Pro membership for the month. All right, so moving down is text. We didn't really talk about text yet. You can add any of these options, they do have fonts that are like pre-grouped together if you don't want to try to figure out your fonts. So you could pick any of those and just add them in. So like say I pick this one, I could say, ooh, ooh, ooh gosh. And then if I wanted to change the color, I could click on it and change the color of the font to orange and the blue to lighter orange. And then I could put that up in the corner and I could shrink it down to whatever I want it to be, right? Okay. If I wanted to just add some regular font, I could just click on one of these. These are pre-saved for my branding, but you can preset any font you want in there, or you could just add a default text. So if I just wanted to add some font, I could say Maker Beautiful shop. And then I could bring it down to the bottom here. And we've got those nice lines that'll show up for us. We can reduce the size. We can change the font. I do have a lot of uploaded fonts in here, so not all of the fonts that I have in here are what are available in Pro. Anything with the Pro crown gives you an additional font. Some of the fonts in here are free from Canva, and then I have a lot of them that I've uploaded from Creative Fabrica. Creative Fabrica has an awesome deal on Black Friday where you can get their services super cheap for the whole year, and then you can have access to fonts and graphics to use as much as you want for that as well. So just say I want to use this Augustine, and then say that I wanted to make this bigger. I could just drag it there. Okay. All right, so those are the different ways you can add fonts. Again, once you've added the font in, you can change the font, change the size, change the coloring. Some fonts can do bold or italic, some can't. You can add in bulletins, you can change the alignment, you can add in effects where like the font will jump or bounce onto the screen. It doesn't work well for printables, but if you're doing like a social media video or something like that, you could use the effects or animate. All right, positioning allows us, again, to move things back or forward. So say we're on this wording down here, makerbeautiful.shop, we could tell it to go to the back and it would go all the way behind the pumpkins, or we could tell it to go to the front and it would go in front. It's a little bit hard to tell because the pumpkins are transparent and the font here is so dark, but it makes it jump between the layers of imaging. Okay, so next, we have branding. This is just personal branding, like you can put in your logos, your colors, you can use color templates that you like. Something that is fun about branding is you can go to colors, see all, and it will show you different color palettes, which is fun that you can add. Uploads. So this is things that you've uploaded into the system to use. So like these are the stickers that I made in Midjourney. These are some logos that I've made, part of a prayer journal that I've put together, some other printables for teacher stuff. And the other options, draw, projects, that kind of stuff, you're probably not going to use those as much. All right, so now let's say I'm done and I want to save these to images so that I can go ahead and use them in a printable. I'm going to go ahead and hit share. And then I would hit download. And I would personally download them as a PNG first because I'm going to use those to make my mock-ups for when I'm selling them. And then I am going to, right after that, I'm going to download them. And I'm going to make them a PDF print. And I'm going to flatten the image and hit download. Flattening the image is required if you're selling it as a PDF because they're images that you're paying to use or you're using for free by agreeing to use the service. So you need to flatten it into the printable if you're planning to sell it at all, because you don't want them to be able to take those images out of the document. Okay, so we could go ahead and open this just to see it. And here's our workout planner that we made from the template. Super cute. And here's a little journal page that we made Halloween themed from scratch. Okay, and then let's show you how we would do a mock-up. So I like presentation size for mock-ups because it fits well in my stuff and with my programs that I use to sell. So it really doesn't matter the size. It completely depends on what you want to do. I'm going to go to Elements. I'm going to find a flat lay. And I would like it to be thin. So I'm looking for these photos right here. So what we're looking for is a flat lay that has quite a bit of space for us. Some weird images on here. That's okay. I like more neutrally stuff like this. Like this one would be good too. So you drag that out, push it up so there's more flat space. Okay. And then I'm going to take those images that I just got right here, slide them over. And then all I'm going to do is drag and drop them in. Sorry, guys. Okay, so all I'm going to do is drag and drop the images in, and it's going to upload them. And I can go ahead and pop this printable in there. I can make it an appropriate size. And then I'm going to go to Edit Photo. I'm going to do shadows, and I'm going to do a drop shadow. And that's going to make it look like it's actually sitting on the desk there. Okay. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you guys can see it. So then I could post this picture and you would be able to see this as my listed. If I wanted more than one, I could do more than one. Just to show if I was doing multiple pages in the printable, you could just put quite a few on there. All right, so let's do it one more time. Let's make a Halloween one. So we'll go to add a page, just hit plus. We're going to go to Elements, Flat Lay, Halloween. So this one is super fun. We'll do this one. We'll stretch it out. Make sure it looks centered. Okay. Then we'll go to our uploads. We will pick our Halloween printable, shrink it down a little bit, turn it at a little angle, edit photo. We're going to put on that drop shadow. And there it is, ready to go. All right, so, and then when I wanted to use those images, I would just say share, download, and we don't need to flatten it because it's going to be a PNG, so we would do PNG, and we would hit download. You can do transparent if you don't want to see the background, but it would take this photo out of the back, or you could compress the file, but it would lower your quality. Okay. All right, guys, if you have questions, drop them in the comments, let me know, and I look forward to seeing what you guys create. Be sure to put some images in the group so we can see what everybody's making, and let me know if you have questions. Have a great day.